Look at how they let my boy down. Look at how they let my boy down. I feel for you, Josh. I feel for you. I really do. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the channel. What's good with it? Yo, so I recorded last night, and this is why this is gonna be so dope when when I finally get bigger, start finding people to work with and shit like that, so this can become a better show and it's multiple people. Cause I was thinking about it today. I was doing some edits basically on like drawing up some shit, and I want to have like a sports game show as one of the shows on this channel. But I was listening to, I recorded last night and I hated what I did, so I'm not uploading that. I broke down the Bengals game, I broke down the Packers game, and I just dibble and dabble back into that. And I'm gonna be uploading multiple videos throughout the week talking about these games even more, so you're not really gonna miss nothing from what I did last night. I don't think I'm gonna upload that one. Maybe I end up doing it. I ain't for sure. I don't really want to upload that video because it was a lot of yawning last night in that video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was hella tired in that video. I was doing a lot of yawning, taking a lot of breaks. Like, my energy level was not there last night, so I don't really want to upload that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to upload something where I wasn't, feeling it. And I was feeling it, I just was tired as shit. Like, yesterday was a long day. You know what I'm saying? Last week was just a long week, period. But I hope y'all had an amazing football. It's no way you didn't enjoy this. If you're a football fan, even if your team wasn't playing, there's no way you didn't enjoy this weekend. Like, this was this probably one of the best divisional rounds I've seen. Nothing gonna top Baltimore winning. Our 2012 run for me personally, because that's my favorite team. But good lord, bro, this was an amazing weekend. And you know what else? Today specifically, the games between Kansas City and Buffalo and LA and Tampa Bay, those defenses, bro, I don't even know if you call it situational defense, but the defense at the end of the game, just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like, for the Bucks game, you get somehow the Rams cost themselves, like they blow this lead. The Rams was up to 27-13 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, bro. It's no way you should blow that type of lead, bro. With that much time left, that little time left, it's no way. But yo, the GOAT is the GOAT for a reason, bro. It's like, even though I know he not first, Cooper Kupp fumbled the ball late in the third quarter. Like when at the minute mark in the third quarter, he fumbled the ball, which that's how Tampa Bay finally got a touchdown, anyways. But then you get what was the other turn? The dude snapped the ball over Matthew Stafford's head. Then Cam Akers fumbled the ball when all they trying to do is run the clock. Like, amazing things where you like, this shit only happens for Tom Brady, bro. And I want to address something real fast. Pro player show. When we blow up one day and there's multiple shows on the channel, because this is a big part of the people eventually who are gonna be working with me on the show and shit like that. Because I'm not gonna say working for me, because I want this to turn into a family type of thing. Like, we're gonna have a studio and all that. We're gonna talk about plans more and more as we grow. But listen, this is what I want people to realize, bro. Because I think this really is bothering me, that people doing this. And it's funny at first until people just constantly thinking that like, this is what the NFL rigged for money. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta be better than that. It's funny when people think it's like, when people saying it just as a joke. But now people, carrying this narrative that the NFL so scripted and just because of how Brady and the Bucks got back in the game. I don't know how you choose to take that route of, oh, it's scripted, when, for one, what does the NFL gain scripting the game for Brady? Like, what do they gain giving him another ring when he already got more rings than anybody else? Like, what do they gain from doing that? Like, literally, you make no sense using that as your, base of an argument. On top of that, I just think it's unsportsman, like, when you use that type of thing. To me, it tell me that you're not really an athlete. All right? Because I done seen in sports multiple times. I done played sports. I done watched sports my whole life. I done seen dudes not be able to stand up to the pressure. Not be able to, they can't take the pressure. Pressure burst pipes so it make a diamond. You done heard that shit multiple times. If you haven't, I guess I just introduced you to that. That's wild. But listen, I done seen too many times athletes fold under pressure. Pro players show. But I done seen it. We done seen athletes fold under the pressure. I hate saying it. I'm not going to name no names. Because like I said, pro player show. When we blow up one day, we want athletes to come on to some of the shows and shit like that. We're not finna be disrespecting athletes and shit. We can be honest about athletes, but I'm not going to disrespect them. We seen, matter of fact, let me change that. I don't want to say they folded under pressure. I want to say we've seen athletes not rise to the moment multiple times. We've seen the moment be too big for guys sometimes. Cam Akers, I like Cam Akers. The moment got a little bit too big for him. What's the dude on the internet? Got a little bit too big for him, pissed down his leg. I don't know. But listen, the moment just got a little bit too big. I done seen this too many times. It ain't no, oh, it's scripted. Listen, I understand Hollywood like to do a lot of the imitation of life, so it's easy to look at some of these movies and be like, oh man, they do that in real life. I get it. But athletes understand that in those type of moments, in these type of situations, some women just do not, they can't come through in those situations. Sometimes the moment is too big. That's what happens. If you put Cam Akers in that situation again, maybe he don't fumble that ball. If you put Cooper Kupp in that situation again, maybe he don't fumble that ball. You put that center Allen in that situation again, maybe he don't throw the ball over the Stafford's head. I don't know. But what I do know is when you put players in situations that they've never been in, and when crunch time, see, it's one thing when you see how players play when they got a lead. It's another thing when you see the game start to get tight and players start to get tight. And every single play become more and more critical. And dudes know that. They thinking about that. And when you think too much when you playing these sports and you're not just reacting and playing, that's what can fuck dudes up sometimes. And then, on top of pressure and dudes not being able to come through in those type of moments, you got to understand how much dudes on other teams, how much women on the other teams want it. These athletes do this for a living. When you start to say shit like, oh, it's scripted, you're just shitting on the fact that they work hard and they just want it that much. And Dominican Sue, the one who calls the phone, maybe he just wanted it that much. The crowd noise, it fucked up Allen. Like I said, that situation is more of a, he wasn't ready for one. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want to, but sometimes dudes just make plays in key moments, bro. Von Miller made big plays. Aaron Donald is insane. Listen, me and my homie was talking about this. I'm saying he my homie. I ain't never met this dude in real life. I ain't never had multiple conversations with him in real life. I just know him on Twitter. But he feel like a brother, so. Me and him was talking about this today. Aaron Donald is insanely great, bro. For one, this dude had a sack and 7 quarterback pressures, bro. And they didn't even show us the quarterback hits and knockdowns. Like, I should have got that stat. Do you understand how disruptive you are to do? It's dudes who get credit for being great who are nowhere near that disruptive during a game. That's why for so long I was irritated about how people judged Jadeveon Clowney, because I'm a big Jadeveon Clowney fan. And people only judge him off of sacks. And I understand that a part of his job is to get sacks, but when you only look at big like that. That's why stats is kill sports in my opinion sometimes. Not necessarily kill sports, just kill good conversation. Because when you talk to somebody who want to just throw stats at you left and right, and you not the type of person who like to get, because you could, because stats work for both teams, but you not that type of person who trying to just throw stats everywhere. You more of an eye test type of person. You look at the game, so you don't really want to throw stats around. Maybe you'll use it here and there, but that's not the base of your argument. You just going off of basically what you see because you watch the shit. That kill arguments. Because you got dudes who don't understand that these stats don't tell the entire story, and they just gonna stat you to death. Well, this stat, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I say, bro, stats work for everybody. So that's why I'm not the big. I understand you need stats, and they work in certain areas. But when you make everything about stats, it's just like you don't want to make everything about the eye test and shit like that, because the eye test can be wrong. Sometimes you're looking at a team. It's like Baker Mayfield. Baker Midfield. Let's talk about it. Sometimes, last year was a great example. Last year, because of the stats, and the eye test might have told you, well, no. Last year, to me, the stats is what people should have paid more attention to, except for the ones that they used to miscue what he was doing. Because Baker Mayfield looked good last year, right? But I kept telling people, for one, the running game is unbelievable. And when you run that great, teams have to commit dudes and put multiple dudes in the box to try to stop it, especially when that's what the team is built around, running the ball. Not only that, when you run the ball that great, play action should be a top option for your team. Because when you have dudes having to come down and play in the box that are going to be coming downhill when they see that fake handoff, you're going to have at least 1 to 2 dudes running wide the fuck open. And Baker Mayfield was hitting those throws. So you look at the high completion percentage, but you don't look at the games. This is where it worked both ways. Because if you looked at his completion percentage, you're like, oh man, it's so great. But then if you look at some stats that'll tell you completion percentage with play action. Now, I saw somebody use the post this stat earlier in the year where they was trying to show people that Baker Mayfield really ain't a good quarterback. It's just that he great in the play action. And he was one of the most successful players in play action. And some bozo under the stat, I don't even want to call him a bozo, just some uninformed individual who don't want to really take a deep dive in the stats. He just wanted to use the base stats. He was like, why does that matter that he just the best in play action? That just mean he real great at play. And the dude was like, no. That don't mean he great in play action. That mean that's the only form of passing that he good at. Meaning when you ask him to drop back and scan the field, he not going to be good at it. But I told you that when Baker Mayfield drop back and get the happy feet, I know shit about to go left. Shit is about to go sideways, because that's not what Baker Mayfield do. I know what Baker Mayfield at his best look like. Handing the ball off, and here and there hitting the wide open dude in play action. When you ask him to do something like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or a Pat Mahomes, it's just not going to work out too good. For Joe Burrow, it's not going to work out for you. You dig? So, stats and eye tests, it just, and I might have lost y'all with that one, and that's fine. That's fine. But at least we got to talk about how bad Baker Mayfield is, so we always enjoy that on the channel. Pro Player Show, though. Pro Player Show. How long y'all think Baker Mayfield they gonna have to change his home in them commercials soon, man. I think they got one more good year. Yo, State Farm gotta be sick, bro. They gotta be sick. I know State Farm creating hella ads and shit if Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers could have got to the Super Bowl. Little do they realize, after I say this, I want to say something else. Little do they realize, fucking Aaron Rodgers ain't built like Pat Mahomes, bro. Pat Mahomes get the job fucking done. And I hate saying that, too, because I love Josh Allen. I done said it all year. Josh Allen is my second favorite quarterback in the NFL right now. I fucking love Josh Allen. I don't know why I like him. Like, I think it's because he and Lamar came in the same draft and everybody was hating on both of them motherfuckers. Now everybody swear to the Josh. Like, people still be hating on Josh Allen, but most people done came around and they fuck with Josh Allen real heavy. A lot of people still be hating on Lamar. I love both of them motherfuckers. My favorite quarterback is Lamar. Obviously, he played for my team. But if Lamar didn't play for Baltimore, and Josh Allen did play for Baltimore, then Lamar probably still would be my favorite player. It's a lot of reasons why I like Lamar. Maybe I do a show on that in the future. People could talk about why they like certain athletes and shit, like pro player show, bro. This channel and all the shows on the channel eventually one day, it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be so fun looking back on where I done started and where we're gonna eventually be at that point. You know what I'm saying? But all these shows eventually, we wanna celebrate players, bro. That's what I want to do. I don't want this channel right now that started off as me breaking down games and talking about games, and and now we done dabbled into just rambling about sports and shit like that. But eventually, once I get some the means and the resources and shit like that to continue to grow the way I want to, I'm telling you, this shit is going to be a positive thing for players, because I don't think people appreciate I'm trying to say two words, appreciate athletes enough, bro. And I want this channel to highlight more than just stats and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have the breakdowns and shit like that still. That'll always be here. But the more we grow, bro, I'm telling you, the game shows is gonna be celebrating athletes and shit like that. It's gonna be a lot of dope shit on the channel, bro. I love talking about it, to be honest with you. But the next thing I want to talk about, because I just talked about how State Farm got to be sick about the Aaron Rodgers shit, but let's talk about this for a second. And I just took that little shot at Aaron Rodgers, but I took that shot as an on the field shot, as in Aaron Rodgers just, for some reason, he can't get over these humps to get back to a Super Bowl, and for whatever reason, and I'm gonna get more in depth in a couple, but I want to say something. Because I see a lot of people, because it's really bothering me, and I see a lot of people on Twitter and shit talking about, and I see it on YouTube, and people, going real crazy on Aaron Rodgers right now. But it's not about his on the field shit. It's just people hating on this dude because of his personal opinions on the vaccination and shit. That's it. And I think that we done got to such a point to where we hate people so much for their personal opinions and for their own opinions and what they do with their bodies and shit because of this pandemic, that it's done turned motherfuckers sour. Like, imagine hating this dude just because he feels so strong. And not to mention, I understand if it was somebody who was racist or misogynistic or homophobic. I understand if it was somebody spreading those type of messages and shit. Aaron Rodgers just shared his opinion on the vaccine, and the only reason he did it was because people was attacking him. Like, people say he lied about being vaccinated. He didn't lie to us. I mean, no. People are not mad that he lied about being vaccinated, because for one, he didn't lie to his team. From everything that they done said, the team knew that he wasn't vaccinated. He lied to the media because he didn't feel like it was the media's business, and also he knew that what was going to come with him saying that. Now, if you don't like Aaron Rodgers because of that, you feel like he lied to you because you feel like you obligated for him to tell you the truth or some shit like that, and if you feel like you don't like Aaron Rodgers because he lied, you feel like he lied and wasn't truthful, that's cool. But stop mixing that with his on the field shit, because it's not the same. To hate on this man the way people hating on him because of his vaccination opinions is insane. And that's why I feel like the media one day, bro, people are gonna be, I can't really describe it right now, but one day this shit is not gonna be like this forever. Because the media can paint the narrative on any athlete they want to, and it's very rare that the athlete is able to defend themselves, which is why people hate Aaron Rodgers, because he can defend themselves on Pat McAfee's show. So people hate Pat because he allowed Aaron Rodgers to come on and have a platform in which he can defend himself, and people don't like that. But before Aaron Rodgers had ever started coming on the Pat McAfee show, I remember people judging him because of his family issues and shit like that. Like, motherfuckers ain't going through family issues on a regular basis in their everyday lives. Like, it ain't millions of motherfuckers out here who done disown multiple members of their family, if not their entire family. But for some reason, because Aaron Rodgers is great at throwing a fucking football, everybody think that is something that they should be the judge, jury, and executioner on, just because the motherfucker is in the public spotlight because he throw a football. Think about that for a second. You don't respect his privacy, and you don't respect that he can have an opinion and things of that nature because he plays football. And you don't look at an athlete as a human. The dehumanization of athletes is a problem. And I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I know here in America, it is a problem. Because there's no reason. That's why they have stuff like more than an athlete and shit like that. Because there's no reason Aaron Rodgers should be getting this type of hate for an opinion. This man ain't telling people to go out there and not get vaccinated and shit like that. He just gave you his opinion on the vaccination. And this is exactly why more athletes do not talk to reporters, do not talk to the media. They don't talk to the fans and shit like that. Eric Weddle is not even on Twitter anymore. And I'm almost certain it has something to do with him irritated with fans and shit like that, and the media and shit like that. Because Twitter is hell. I'm at the point where I'm almost sure that Twitter is not the same as real life. Because Jesus Christ, bro. Twitter is unbelievable. And I done said this before. Twitter have no loyalty. They switch on people on a dime. Like, they'll love you today and hate you and legitimately the next 30 minutes. So Twitter got no true loyalty. And then they'll hate. The thing that I can't understand is a lot of times on Twitter, the hate come from motherfuckers not reading full things, like not looking at full videos. They see clips and things and not go look at the entire quote of something, and then they spaz out. It's absolutely. Now, sometimes they have rightful reason to be mad, but then, you know, they get into this thing where they try to let people off the hook who really should be getting hate from. Now, I'm one of the people who not finna bombard people with a bunch of hate, just because I don't got that type of time, and I don't want to focus on that type of shit. Like, when I see people who I don't like or negative people, I just block them out of my life. I just don't pay them no attention. And Twitter got this beautiful thing where you can just block or mute people if you don't agree or like something that they say or about. I do it all the time. Every time I get on Twitter and I see a bunch of people bitching about WWE releasing superstars and complaining about, oh, Vince McMahon is so dirty, I immediately block them. Immediately block them. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see that running down my timeline, a bunch of people bitching about people losing their job. When motherfuckers lose their job every day, B, it just is what it is. Like, I'm sorry. But I think this hate for Aaron Rodgers, because of his personal opinion, is just outrageous. And because the media is a bunch of bitches who get to pump, and I'm not calling females that, I'm saying bitches as in all the dudes in that media and anybody who talk crazy. Don't think that is a female exclusive term. That is not a female exclusive term. That is not a female term, period. And I know it means female dog, but no, not when I'm saying it. I'm talking about all the different type of motherfuckers in these different type of media outlets and who get paid to talk about this shit, who get to paint these negative narratives and these personal narratives based off of their feelings towards athletes. It's like the dude who voted for MVP was saying he not voting for Aaron Rodgers off of personal opinions, not based off of his on the field play. He said he knew in the beginning of the season he wasn't giving it to him because of Aaron Rodgers holding the team up and all this bullshit. Because you decide you want to view athletes, you feel like they should live up to your standards. They should live the life that you think is fit. How insane is that? And when they don't, you hate them for it. How insane is that? That's why I say this all the time. I haven't said this much on this channel, but I done said it in my regular everyday life to people. I understand being mad at Henry Ruggs. What I did not understand was being that mad at Henry Ruggs, where people started basically hate threads and shit like that on Twitter, talking down on Henry Ruggs. That was a young man who made a terrible decision that cost somebody their life. And I get being angry, but I don't understand is trying to bombard him and his people with hate because of it. How does that fix any situation when you... That's why people who go sour stay sour most of the time, because you don't try to help people, you don't try to fix people, you just hate them. And I don't get that, because he clearly made a mistake. Yes, he should not have been drinking and driving, we know that. If that was your family member, would you treat him the same way you treat him now just because he an athlete in the public spotlight? Because I hate to tell you this, motherfuckers do what he did every day, except for they do it on a regular basis because they drink and drive all the time. the people who you choose to give second chances to, and just straight up how you do athletes, to me is insane. They are people just like everybody else. They make mistakes just like everybody else. Just because they are superior at playing a sport, and not even just because I don't even want to say it like, just because they are this great at their jobs, does not make them and their job is you get to watch them do their job on TV and shit, don't make them any less human than you. And I know it's this thing where just because somebody make more money than you immediately lose, emotion or empathy for people who make a lot of money. You think people who make a lot of money should just be living the perfect lives and they should never have a problem in the world and shit like that. And I think that's absolutely insane also. And that say a lot about people too. That just because we don't have, and I'm not rich, nowhere near it. I hope to be one day. But I don't hate people, and I don't have no less empathy for people just because of their financial circumstances. I don't see somebody who make a shit ton of money and be like, oh, I hate this dude. What? No. For one, personally, when I see somebody, if I run into people who make a lot of money, I instantly think to myself, how did they make their income? How did they make their fortune? How long did it take them to accumulate it? To hate somebody because I just think it's a problem. And I just think this what's happening to Aaron Rodgers right now and what's going to happen to him on Monday and throughout the week in the offseason, possibly, is going to be very unprofessional, for one. And just not pertaining to his legit on the field. Because let's break it down for a second. Yeah, they lost to the 49ers. And I'm not making an excuse for him losing that game. If I'm keeping it on the field, yes, I'm not happy that Aaron Rodgers lost that game because you're the number one seed and you just lost that game at home. Not only that, you did not throw a touchdown in that game and you struggled to move the ball in that game. Credit to the 49ers defense. But when Jimmy Garoppolo play as bad as he just played, you cannot lose that game. However, matter of fact, no, let me keep it going. This was the same problem last year at the Bucs game. Your defense played well enough and you had opportunities to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But for some reason, as great as you are in the regular season, you could not match that same regular season magic in the playoffs. I get that if that's a complaint with people with Aaron Rodgers. But when you really want to break the situation down, why did Brady just leave the Bucs? Tampa Bay. Why did Brady leave New England? No help. Now, I understand Aaron Rodgers has help. You're going to say, oh, he got A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. No. The only person who I will give you credit for is Davante Adams. But listen, this is the problem. In today's NFL, you have to understand that when the playoffs come around, because you know how I say Dallas play against these bad teams on a regular basis, so they ran through that. I mean, you could technically say the same thing about the Packers on a yearly basis. Their division is a bad division that they know they're gonna win on a yearly basis. If I really want to be honest with you, the thing is, when you get to the playoffs and you play against these great teams, it's not that I don't think Aaron Rodgers can come through, because I thought the Packers were worse. I don't think the Packers were as good as a lot of people thought they were all season. But this is my thing. When you get to the playoffs and you have so many different teams that can lock in on one player, when that's all you use is one player, that just changed the fucking game. Okay? Davante Adams, as great as he is, you can commit 2 and 3 dudes to him knowing that Aaron Rodgers don't got anybody else. And, I was listening to Chris Collinsworth talk about how Tom Brady just got to start to try to trust some of these other guys in the game today. Because, Mike Evans is just, the way they playing him is just no shot that he going to get open and whatnot. I get that. But when you done went through a whole season trying to get them other dudes involved and they still don't develop, they still don't play no better. And the dudes was dropping passes in this game. And when you Aaron Rodgers and he can, run the tightrope with some of these throws, the fact that they can't even get a little bit open for him to make those type of throws. Like, So I understand the criticism of Aaron Rodgers and all that shit. I do. I don't know how this gonna sound when it play back, but had to take a quick little break because somebody just did some stupid shit as I was recording. Some dude walked around from the back of my house, and I saw him, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I had to stop and go check that out. Interesting situation. Very interesting situation. Anyways, back to Aaron Rodgers. When you get to the playoffs and you can find so many different ways to stop one dude from killing you, especially when you're going against a coach like, and credit to DeMeco Ryans and the special teams coach for the 49ers, but Kyle Shanahan, the operation he running over there. And it's funny that the NFC Championship game going to come down to two teams from the NFC West. That's dope to me. But to me, I understand people, going at Aaron Rodgers, but I do kind of think you're only doing it because of his vaccination opinion, and it's not legit. Like, because the same excuses that people made for Tom Brady on why he lost or left New England, you can make the same excuses for Aaron Rodgers. Now, I will not argue with you if you just one of them people who say, because I said early in the year that I'm starting to look at Aaron Rodgers a little bit different because, it's great when you don't throw interceptions. I get it. That's Aaron Rodgers' thing. He don't throw interceptions. He throw the ball, he'll throw it out and shit like that. But I tweeted during that 49ers game, Aaron Rodgers doing a lot of dinking and dunking right now. And what that told me was he was more concerned about what was going on with his numbers and shit like that and not turning the ball over. That's what it felt like, at least. That he was more concerned with not turning the ball over, not losing his team the game instead of taking chances to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I think it lasted for so long was because Jimmy played so bad. But I still rock with Jimmy. Still rocks with Jimmy. Imagine if they get back to the Super Bowl. But I said it. I was starting to look at Aaron Rodgers a little bit different because I'm looking at Tom Brady. And it's hard. I don't like comparing players to Tom Brady. It's like I don't like comparing players to Michael Jordan. I don't like comparing players to the absolute GOATs of the game. But specifically Tom Brady. The motherfucker got 7 rings. It's very hard to compare him to anybody, to be completely honest with you. Now, obviously, I got to watch Peyton and Tom. So it's a little bit different in that aspect that I actually got to watch the GOAT do what he was doing while Peyton Manning, somebody who I considered the GOAT for a long time, was doing what he was doing. But I had to give it up to Tom. Because it's like today, Tom just don't go out on, Tom refused to go out like a bitch. And I love that. Tom gonna fight you to the end, bro. Till he can absolutely do nothing else. But, oh shit. But when you look at this Packer team, and you look at Aaron Rodgers, and I might have been talking about something else, I can't remember. We just hopping back to the Packers. The 49ers, Jimmy G didn't even play great. So I get people saying, and this is Aaron Rodgers, 4th loss to the Packers? I mean to the Packers, to the 49ers. And I remember them Kaepernick losses where Cap was the quarterback and all that. But the thing is, when you look at, this is why, and I like Matt LaFleur, but the offense got to be better. And when you look at, and Aaron Jones had a good game, but when you look at how Kyle Shanahan is able to do so much with Deebo Samuel and with so many other guys, to where he not having to rely so heavily on Kittle. Kittle probably the best player on the team, and he don't have to rely on Kittle so heavily. Kittle dropped a wide open catch in this game. But down the stretch, Kittle gonna make plays. But he don't have to rely on Kittle for a whole game because his offense is not predicated on just George Kittle being great. The offense of the Packers is so centric around Devontae Adams that nobody else, is a feat. Now, granted, like I said, a lot of these dudes got to step up and make catches, bro. Like, they just not getting open. They not creating separation. And I know what this look like. You could go look at these, rewatch some of these plays, look at the wide view of it, like the whole field, and see that none of these motherfuckers is getting open, and they just running high-low coverages and shit on Devontae Adams, doubling and tripling them. And so somebody else got to make a play. And I think it's insane for us to expect Aaron Rodgers to have to continue to throw these dudes open. That's how interceptions happen. Now, like I said, it do have to be, now granted, if you really want to break it down, Aaron Rodgers played with a lot of bad defenses in the past also in them playoffs. And he was taking a lot of bad defenses to the playoffs. But I get it. I get it. Nobody want to hear excuses. They just want to see results. And at this point in his career, after the type of offseason he had, y'all gonna worry about that, because like, it don't matter what I say. The media gonna say what nobody's gonna care, and I get that. But I just want people to understand, the hate that is about to come Aaron Rodgers' way is not because of his on the field shortcomings. It's not, because legitimately most of them can be excused. I'm not really the one to give him the excuse for last year. I think it was a lot of nothing being done, or this year, to be honest with you. I think it was plays that he could have made that he was not able to ultimately make enough plays. And when you're looking at Tom Brady making plays, and listen, I get it. He don't got the weapons that a Matthew Stafford got. I get that. But that's why I think people need to understand. Because I was talking to another dude on Twitter today. Not the same one who I was talking to about Aaron Donald. And I don't even know if I finished that Aaron Donald thought earlier. But I was talking to another dude on Twitter today. No, yesterday, after that game. And he was basically like, he didn't think that Aaron Rodgers was going to leave Green Bay. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, people didn't think that Tom Brady was going to leave New England. I was like, if Aaron Rodgers can go to a team that is stacked at the receiving position, and has a lot of talent on that offense, Aaron Rodgers is gone. Mind you, he said he not staying for a rebuild. He said if he going to keep playing, he not rebuilding. And I know I spent a lot of time this season talking about how I thought he was going to stay with the team. But that loss really showed me that it's no shot. It's no shot, because Devontae and him just ain't enough. And I see people posting the last choke. That is hilarious. Like, that's funny. Pro players show, but even they have to admit that's pretty funny. I know they don't think it'd be funny right now, but that's pretty funny. Because they was trying to say it was the last dance, and then people was like, it's really the last choke. It's funny. But anyways, I don't think Aaron Rodgers coming back to Green Bay next year. I thought he was gonna retire for a while. I don't think he's gonna retire, but I don't know. It depends, because I thought Tom Brady looked bad his last year in New England, but then he don't look good to me since he done got to Tampa Bay. I hope Tom don't retire. Tom can't retire. Tom got to go out with a Super Bowl or losing a Super Bowl to Lamar Jackson, bro, or to Josh Allen. He can't retire before those two things happen, or one of them three things happen. I'll take all three. I'll take one of them three. Either go out winning the Super Bowl, go out losing one to a Lamar or Josh Allen. And everything will be good with the world. And I'll be fine with that. I'll be satisfied with that. I also, now that I'm thinking about that, I want to make another announcement. I want to say something else. Not really an announcement. I want to say something else. Son, I don't understand how people can, because I'm seeing, like, the Joe Burrow, I'm seeing a lot of people tweet, Joe Burrow done went further than Lamar Jackson have in his 4 years or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't understand. For one, I never understand why Lamar Jackson is brought up when every quarterback do something good. Lamar Jackson is brought up. But what I really don't understand outside of it, because it's bigger than just Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, I don't understand why people don't understand that they can like more than one athlete, or that they can appreciate another athlete, one athlete, without hating them. Or you can appreciate an athlete without having to be a super fan of that athlete. You can acknowledge that they are great and move on. I don't understand why people choose to be disrespectful and hate. Like, it was a tweet that I had saw, multiple tweets really, and for the life of me, I can't understand why it's always got to be who better. Like, I don't understand why people can't appreciate these great players. Lamar Jackson is a unbelievable player, as is Joe Burrow. I don't understand why we can't like both of them. I don't understand why I can't be a huge fan of. See, I'm a little bit different. Ain't no bozo fan or dumbass media member gonna convince me that I gotta like one or the other. I'm very confident in myself, so I like whoever the fuck I like, and I'm still a Ravens fan. I can be a fan of the Ravens, and still like players from other teams, because my favorite player in the NFL is Lamar Jackson. The next couple players that are my favorite players do not play for the Baltimore Ravens. I take Jimmy Smith, don't count, because Jimmy Smith is like my favorite player in the NFL, but that's because I don't watch his whole career and shit, so I don't count him. But Lamar Jackson, then it go to Aaron Donald, then it go to Josh Allen. It's a shit ton of players that I like before I'm getting to another Raven. You see how that work? Because I appreciate great players, bro. I appreciate players being able to be great at their craft. I don't have to hate them just because they don't play for the Ravens. That's absurd. I never understand how Buffalo fans can hate Lamar so much, when Lamar and Josh Allen was both shitted on throughout the entire draft process, and then they was shitting on up the next couple years. I don't understand how you don't gravitate to Lamar Jackson and like Josh at the same time. I don't understand why you decided to yourself that I gotta love Josh Allen and I absolutely gotta hate Lamar Jackson. I don't understand how that works. Sports is so much funner when you just choose to love different players, like different players, enjoy different players. That's why I can enjoy the playoffs without Baltimore being in the playoffs, because I like so many dudes on the Rams. Aaron Donald, OBJ. Y'all know I love OBJ and Aaron Donald. OBJ, Aaron Donald, Von Miller. I get to see them motherfuckers possibly win a ring. And then if Brady had made it, I like Brady. I love Josh Allen if he had made it. I like Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce if they make it. I fuck with Joe Burrow, but I can't have the Bengals make the Super Bowl. That's for a different reason, though. I can't have no team in our division win a Super Bowl before us. The only team that I could accept that happening to in our division is the Steelers. I done went over this before, though. The Steelers is like a certified platinum, solidified, franchise. Like, that is what it is. That them winning a Super Bowl, like, they fans can't really say nothing new as like shit talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we just won the most recent Super Bowl. I mean, they already had more Super Bowls than any of the teams in the division and shit. So the shit talk won't be new. You know what I'm saying? It'll pretty much be same old shit talk. At least when they talking shit to the Ravens. Now, they might be able to come up with some new jokes for the Browns or the Bengals, but the jokes are pretty much for the most part be the same. So if the Steelers were to win a Super Bowl, I wouldn't really care too much about that, to be honest. But you can like multiple. It's like, I don't understand how people don't like Curry and LeBron. Like, for one, Steph Curry is my favorite player in the NBA, but I didn't watch. You gotta understand, I've been watching Curry since Davidson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on the Curry bandwagon for years, when he was wearing them funky, ugly ass Nikes. When Nike had the pitch meeting and didn't even put my man's name on there right. Like, I've been a fan of Curry forever, bro. And every time I talk about Curry, I talk about how ugly them fucking Under Armour shoes is, bro. I just wish he would hire because I would buy Currys if he hired somebody who made good looking Currys, bro. I'm not walking around in them ugly ass Currys that he put out right now, bro. It's no shot. No shot. But I guess what I'm saying is, I just want motherfuckers to learn to appreciate athletes, bro. Like, I be getting on Twitter seeing people hate on Aaron Donald. How the fuck can you hate Aaron Donald, bro? How? Like, how can you allow yourself to miss out on this type of greatness? Do you understand what this dude is doing? I'm glad I'm not the type of person who will allow himself to miss out on great players by hating them for no fucking reason. Like, would I be happy? The only time you're going to see, and listen, I'm not telling you to root for them players when your team playing against them, or when they playing in a game that you need them to lose. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it's unnecessary hate. This undermining dudes' accomplishments and shit like that, that's got to stop. Y'all better than that. I do it sometimes too, so I'm better than that. We better than that. These great athletes deserve better than that. It's hard to be as great. Me and my homie was talking. Now, this the one who was talking to me about Aaron Donald. We was talking about this earlier. Aaron Donald done been legitimately the shit since he stepped foot into the NFL. Go look at his accolades, bro. This man has legitimately been a problem since he stepped foot in the NFL. He has not had an off year. This man has been legitimately a first ballot Hall of Famer since his first snap, bro. I don't understand how you cannot appreciate that. And that's I guess the best word I was looking for the whole time. I just want us to appreciate these great players' greatness, bro. That's all I'm asking for. Appreciate these dudes' greatness, man. It's because they gonna be gone. You spend your whole life hating on Brady, the motherfucker, you gonna wake up one day and he actually gonna be retired. You spend your whole life hating on Steph Curry and LeBron and KD, you gonna wake up one day and them motherfuckers gonna be retired. So you keep hating on Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you gonna wake up. Now this message ain't for the motherfuckers who we talked about earlier in the season who just love they white knights, who no matter, kind of like I saw some Raven fans pointing out what's this dude's name, the dude who covered Baltimore, who basically got on that podcast and was talking about, not Garrett Downing, it's the other dude who was talking about he thought that he said people was attacking his wife, and maybe they was. If they was, come on, y'all gotta cut that shit out. I don't really believe that. I think people say that type of shit once they can't take the type of heat from bullshit they say. People like to throw their kids and wife in. Oh, people attacking my wife and kids. Like I said, if that's happening, y'all gotta cut that shit out. But I don't really believe that that's happening. I think people cop to that shit real quick. I just know how people who put their foot in their ass like to get out of shit. But early on, it was the lazy effort when people say they got hacked. But then, now people done came up with these new inventive ways. But, listen, I don't agree with what the motherfucker said when basically he said he don't think Lamar shouldn't get paid like Josh Allen. That, to me, that's insane. Josh Allen has clearly improved a great deal. For one, Josh Allen deserves his contract. But Lamar deserves a big contract to get paid just as much as Josh Allen get paid too. Like, to sit down and go over all the reasons why these dudes haven't won a Super Bowl would take forever. It really would. That would take legitimately the entire off season. But come on, y'all. I just want us to be better. I want us to appreciate these great athletes, bro. That's all I want. That's all I want. But I will say about that Bucks game, it's funny how the man always find a way to come around. And Ndamukong Suh was mad at Matthew Stafford for accidentally kicking him. And this coming from a dude who done stepped on Aaron Rodgers multiple times, done kicked dudes in they nuts. It's funny how the man comes around. That's all I'm going to say about that situation. But that is a great player in Ndamukong Suh. I was talking, it was this dude on Twitter. And I encourage people that when you want to get into a debate, or when you look at something and you decide to yourself you want to argue with somebody today, or you want to try to talk shit to somebody, or you want to get a message across, just make sure you got all your facts and shit straight before you do that, because it's nothing worse than going into an argument or into a situation not knowing the whole shit and then looking stupid when people find out you don't really know what you're there fighting for. It's crazy to go into a store trying to fight for a female. You realize you done killed everybody, but then you turn around and realize, oh shit, she was the bad guy the whole time. But when I was talking about, somebody had said something about Matthew Stafford, people taking shots at him about Detroit and whatnot, and how none of that in Detroit. Listen, bro, I don't understand. You know how I say we can appreciate people's greatness? Well, we also can be honest and appreciate people at the same time. It's okay to say Matthew Stafford is absolutely balling right now in LA, but that he was not doing this exact same, because the dude said he was doing the exact same thing he doing now in Detroit. And I was like, no, that is super cap. I was like, no shot, buddy. Super cap. I was like, just because Matt Stafford threw for a lot of passing yards in Detroit don't make him a winning quarterback. That does not mean he was a winning quarterback in Detroit. Matthew Stafford was one of the reasons. Listen, and then the dude who was trying to argue with me about this motherfucker was getting mad, talking about I said that Matthew Stafford said this, and I'm like, for one, how stupid can you be to believe that I think that Matthew Stafford would ever come out and say that he wasn't the reason they lost in Detroit? If anything, a great leader is going to come out and say he played a part in the losing in Detroit. Now, it's the fans and the fucking media for some reason who don't want to admit that Matthew Stafford played some part in that losing also. I don't get that. Pro player show. I can be a pro player show and still tell you Matthew Stafford had a hand in Detroit being a bad team also. Like, you can't just absolve Matthew Stafford of everything that happened in Detroit and put it on everybody but Matthew Stafford. That motherfucker had a ton of weapons in Detroit, specifically Calvin Johnson. There was good defenses in Detroit. They just couldn't get it done. Matthew Stafford couldn't get it done against good teams. He did not show up against good teams. He made mistakes against good teams in critical moments. You can't just act like that shit didn't happen just because of how good he playing now. No. It's okay to say Matthew Stafford was bad in Detroit at times and in big moments, but he is now playing great in LA. And I'm not even going to talk about how he just got a far better team in LA, which I said earlier in the season. Matthew, and I done been saying it all season, this is the same quarterback I watched in Detroit. But this is just a far better team and better coach team. And that's no shot at Jim Caldwell, because Jim Caldwell was a damn good coach. I'm not talking about Jim Caldwell. I'm talking about them other coaches in Detroit. But this is a more mature Matt Stafford, knowing that this is closest to the end of his career, knowing he is in the best situation he done ever been in his career, and this is the best situation he done ever been in his career. No disrespect to the great defensive players who played over there in Detroit during Matthew Stafford's tenure, like Nick Fairley, Ndamukong Suh, and a whole bunch of other dudes who was great players over there. Aaron Donald is one of the greatest defensive players to ever walk the fucking planet. He ain't never played with a fucking Aaron Donald. He might have played with the base version of Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. Like I said, I don't want to disrespect Ndamukong Suh because that's the first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion, if not a Hall of Famer. He definitely a Hall of Famer. But Aaron Donald is just otherworldly. Jalen Ramsey, otherworldly. I gotta find a different phrase because Jalen Ramsey is great. He is the best cornerback in the game. Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL to me. Offense, defense. I think Aaron Donald is the best player. What Aaron Donald can do with his position, the fact that he can affect the game in so many ways, bro, at his position is just unreal to me. The fact that he can take on double and triple teams on a religious, to me, the equivalent of a quarterback being as great as him handling these doubles and triples is if they were getting sacked almost religiously a game. Kind of like a Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow still had the interceptions and shit like that. Aaron Donald is just otherworldly. And listen, I could sit down and maybe one day on the show, I could sit down and we're going to talk about why I think Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL. Maybe he won't be the best player in the NFL at that time. He probably will, though, to be honest with you, because he damn sure the best defensive player in the NFL. I don't even think that's close. I just love how Aaron Donald, once this motherfucker play you twice, oh, I love how this motherfucker comes back, bro. I just love how Aaron Donald is a big game player, bro. Aaron Donald is a big game player, bro. Dead ass, bro. If I could take one player to start my team with in the NFL right now, I would take Aaron Donald as my first pick in the draft. Then I would take Pat Mahomes. Then I would take Lamar Jackson. Then I would take Josh Allen. That's the order of which I would take everybody. Dead ass. Aaron Donald would be the first player that I take. I'm not even joking right now. Now, Ed Reed would be the first player I take in a lifetime draft. Like in all the players that ever played in the NFL, the first player I'm taking is E.D. Reed, boy. The best safety you ever seen, boy. Ed Reed all day, bro. It's not even a question, bro. Great. I love Ed Reed, bro. Now, my second pick in an all-time draft all-time would be motherfucking Tom Brady, the GOAT. And maybe I'm telling on myself based off of them two picks that my first pick in today's draft would be a defensive guy. My first pick in an all-time draft would be a defensive guy. And that's definitely a plan I got to write down so that when we have that in the future. But I love Ed Reed, bro. And I love defense. So, listen, bro, I'm a Baltimore fan, bro. You got to understand, bro. You got to understand. I can't wait till my boy T Sizzle get into the Hall of Fame. He a first ballot Hall of Famer. Easy. He 8th all-time in sacks, bro. 2-time Super Bowl winner. Defensive Player of the Year. Played on multiple great defenses. He getting in. And Ed Reed and Ray gonna be there to watch that shit. Ray Lewis would be one of my top 10 draft picks also. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there too. For my all-time draft. I was about to start going. T Sizzle would be in my top 10 too. And like I said, it's some people who didn't watch Terrell Suggs. You might say, "Oh, bro." Go watch the highlights. Go check his numbers. You're not gonna disrespect Terrell Suggs in my presence, bro. You're just not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. But you want to know what's crazy? All the games came down to the last possession, it feel like. First off, let me talk about this fucking Josh Allen and this Bills, bro. The Bills defense, bro. And believe it or not, the bullshit that the Bucks and the Bills defenses pulled, that's what the Ravens defense was doing all year. So I want Bills fans and Bucks fans to understand that. But, bro, one of the craziest games I've probably ever seen in my lifetime with how much these dudes scored at the end of this game. With less than a minute left, it felt like they scored like 4 times, bro. This shit was wild. Tyreek Hill didn't get penalized for taunting, which is wild because it feel like his taunt is what started the rule. Couldn't talk right there for a second. It feel like his taunt is what started the fucking rule, and he do the taunt, and he didn't even get penalized for it. So that was wild. But Josh Allen threw a touchdown to take the lead in this game with 14 fucking seconds left. How do you blow this game? The defense that was so great all fucking year. All fucking year, bruh. This is why a prevent defense should not exist. Why would you stop playing defense the way you've been playing it all year just to play a fucking prevent defense? Your regular defense wouldn't allow somebody to beat you over the top or pick up big yardage. So why would you change to a defense that specifically will leave holes in defenses to pick up big yardage, bro? Just to prevent an over-the-top shot, something that you would not give up if you ran your base set anyways. I do not understand this history of stupidity. I don't understand it. It's no reason that Josh Allen should not be headed to the AFC Championship game right now. Now, I know this is going to sound biased because I am, like, we already done spoke about it multiple times how much I like Josh Allen. But Josh Allen did absolutely every fucking thing he could have done to win this game. There was nothing else this man could have done. He threw a touchdown with 14 fucking seconds left, yo. 14 seconds left on the road, bro. Josh Allen just put together one of the best playoff runs I've seen from a quarterback. Like, his game against the Patriots and his game tonight, Josh Allen has arrived, folks. Josh Allen is here. That motherfucker is about to be a problem. Like, it ain't no, oh, is he going? I think he, no. Josh Allen is here. He was ready to win a fucking Super Bowl this year. And his defense let him down. 14 seconds, bro. They let Pat Mahomes and them boys get 2 big plays off to get in field goal range. And then in overtime, Josh Allen didn't even get to touch the ball. Now, I'm not going to say that I want them to change the rule, because I don't want them to change the overtime rule. But I do understand, because we all know the rule. But I do hate that it come down to a coin toss at times. Because sometimes you can tell how gassed the defense is. But it just sucked not seeing Josh Allen be able to get back on that field and touch the ball when he just had such a great game, bro. Just him and Pat Mahomes making play after play after play, bro. This felt like the Super Bowl. This felt like whoever won this game was winning the Super Bowl, but I can't say that because if the Rams get to the Super Bowl, I just got a feeling that's good. You know how I kept telling y'all I take the Bucks to win it, but I got this feeling that the fucking Rams is gonna win this game, and I was fucking right. I told you that itch, it's done worked all season. Go back and watch all the shows. Every time I done had a serious itch about something happening, it done happened. I said it. I understand. People gonna say, oh, Stafford. Great, Brady, the GOAT. I get it. But I had just had this feeling. Everything I had saw this year. That's why I had a fit. That's why I kept telling people. That's why I said in my one of my previous shows also that, listen, I understand everybody picking Green Bay, and yeah, I guess I'll pick them too, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just stuck to my gut. Because I said, but don't get it confused. The 49ers is avenues in which they can win this game. And they did exactly the shit that I said they could do to win the game. I tell you, I watch way too much 49er games and I told y'all in the beginning of the season the Rams is like my second favorite, like my baby team. Like, I don't really have a second favorite team because I don't really believe in having a second favorite team. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I done kind of fell in love with the Rams because the Ravens is my team, period. But I done kind of become a Rams fan, it feel like, over the last, since they moved to LA, because I just like how they, to me, ever since they moved to LA, they've been trying to win a Super Bowl. And I love that shit. Any team that try to win, I'ma fall in love with that team because I love teams that try to win. And all the moves that they making is paying off. Von Miller had big play. He had a sack fumble in this game. Von Miller legendary at that shit. First ballot Hall of Famer, bro. Just the thought of the fact that Aaron Donald, OBJ, Von Miller, I'm probably forgetting somebody. Coop. I'm probably forgetting another player on the team that I really fuck with heavy. Just the fact that them boys can get a Super Bowl, man. Eric Weddle just makes me so happy. Makes me so happy, especially if they get the Super Bowl, bro. I think Pat Mahomes is headed to the Super Bowl. Listen, I won't be shocked if Joe Burrow win this game. See, that's why I'm glad. I want to talk about this for a quick second. And Ryan Tannehill, bro. What the fuck? Ryan Tannehill will never get a Jordan. I will never post another Ryan Tannehill Jordan pose on this channel for a while. After the game he just had. 3 interceptions, bro. Your defense sacked this man 9 times. Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times, bro. 9 times. Excuse me. I don't want people to think I'm, you know what I'm saying. Man got sacked 9 fucking times, bro. Ryan Tannehill still found a way to lose this team this game. And it's funny because Ryan Tannehill threw an absolute dime to A.J. Brown. And I tweeted, that's probably the best throw of Ryan Tannehill's career. And this dude tweeted me, yeah, and it'll be the last time he make that throw. And he was right. He was right. Unbelievable, really, man. But joke, and I always want to say something else. And I understand, Derrick Henry coming off of, being out of lineup for a couple weeks. But I do have to say this. The Derrick Henry in the regular season is not the Derrick Henry that show up in the playoffs. And I'm going to just leave it at that. The reason I was interested to see if the Titans lost this game was because I believe that the Burrow and the Bengals, they can beat this Chiefs team. Tyrann Matthew went down. But the greatest thing about it is I done seen them beat this team this year, and I know they can do it again. Jamar Chase said he's starting to feel unstoppable. I agree with him. It don't look like nobody can fucking stop the man. I'm looking at him beat defenses on a weekly basis. Somebody tweeted that the LSU championship team is like certified because they done walked into the NFL and all became all pros. That's a fucking fact. Except for Patrick Queen. Other than that, them offensive dudes, fucking fact, bro. Joe Burrow, I already done told y'all in the beginning of the season. It's so funny that I said in the beginning of the season when this podcast was just, me recording and it was like a little black screen throughout the whole show. I said that the Bengals was going to be a team that was scary because of that offense. Little did I know they was, and I don't even think they didn't play their best game yet in the playoffs. I think their best game could come next week. Pat Mahomes is going to have to be playoff Pat Mahomes. Because Pat Mahomes in the playoffs definitely on a different level. What I just saw that motherfucker do tonight, because I'm giving Josh Allen a lot of love and credit because I love Josh Allen. But I love Pat Mahomes too. And that motherfucker Pat Mahomes is different. But that motherfucker, him and Josh Allen just had one of the most legendary quarterback battles I've ever seen. This is definitely Brady Manning like. I enjoyed every second of this. The beauty to me in this new generation is we got more guys. Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Deshaun Watson if he's staying in the AFC. I just think it's a lot of great young quarterbacks in the AFC for the next couple years, bro. Now, I do believe the Chiefs are going to beat the Bengals in Kansas City. But, hey, Jamar Chase and the way that, bro, I don't trust Kansas City's defense again. The secondary specifically. Don't trust them. I just saw Josh Allen rip them apart in less than a minute for 2 tubs. Don't trust them. The best thing that happened in Kansas City in overtime was the fact that defense didn't have to touch the field again. Because if they did, Josh Allen was going to score. So I'm scared for Kansas City's defense next week. I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase can get... Because for one, I don't see Josh Allen... I don't see the defense... which is weird because the Titans defense just had 9 sacks. The Titans defense ain't even a team that you think about getting 9 sacks. So it's weird. Because I don't see the Chiefs getting 9 sacks against the Bengals. But Jesus Christ, bro. That offensive line is so bad, bro. How do you bring anybody on that line back next year? They about to get bruh killed out there. It's gonna be a great game though. The kicker for McPherson for the Bengals. What a leg. I know a good leg when I see one. Now the goal is he remain accurate and he remained consistent, because that's the key to being great. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. That's all I'm gonna say. We are farmers. Ba, 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 ba. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Yo, bro, commercials be having some bops nowadays, bro. The Old Spice commercial, bro, about the hair. If hair doesn't have any feeling, then I could have the time of my life. Yo, that shit is hard. My hair can't feel. That shit is tough, bro. If hair doesn't have any feelings, so I can have the time of my life. Excuse me, bro. Y'all gotta excuse me, bro. I be wildin' sometimes, bro. It did a gay commercial. He's a gaydiac for sure. That shit tough, bro. Craig Robinson, that's his name, right? What he said at the end, he never smelled something so fresh before. And I never smelled something so fresh before. I don't know what he say. That shit hard, bro. It's not better than the Old Spice one, though. If hair doesn't have any feelings, so I can have the time of my life. That shit tough. My hair can't feel. That shit is hard, bro. Y'all gotta look that shit up on YouTube. It's called Old Spice Hair Jingle. I know it's like a quartet, like a barbershop quartet type thing, but it's like mechanical heads and a dude controlling them, like an orchestra or whatever they call them. A conductor at an orchestra. It was coming to me. Chill out. But this is a great weekend of playoff football. Next week gonna be even better, bro. Even better. No blowouts. All close games. All of them came down to the wire. This is exactly this. Now you got them people who, I hope this satisfied the people who kept bitching about last week. Oh, all the bad blowouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. You just got some impatient motherfuckers, man. We was gonna get to this. Jesus. Oh, so many bad teams, but golly, shut the fuck up. But listen, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the playoffs, the divisional round as much as I enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all for clicking on this, man. You could click on so many things, and you chose to click on this. And one day, you clicking on this is going to fucking pay off. I promise you. One day, you're not gonna regret clicking on this channel anyways. But one day, you clicking on this channel, stopping by and checking this shit out, you're gonna really enjoy that shit one day. One day you're gonna be like, man, I remember where this shit started and what it is right now. This is crazy. My boy done blew up. My boy done grew. This is so dope. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a daily show also. Like, it's gonna have daily shows. We're gonna have podcasts on here. Like I said, this isn't a podcast anymore. We will eventually have podcasts on here, but that's not. I realized my dreams was bigger than a podcast. I don't want a channel full of podcasts. I want a channel full of different shows. You know what I'm saying? Content for people that, you can sit at home and watch it like you're watching a regular TV. Like, what shows he got on today? Well, let me go run back and watch some of the other shows I didn't get to watch today. What show can I expect? We're going to have a lot of content, man. It's going to be big, man. Like a miniature ESPN, except for we love the athletes and it's going to be fun. And you're going to want to watch it. But I appreciate you for clicking on this. I appreciate you for joining me. Like I said, so much content out there, and you chose to consume this one, and I appreciate you greatly for it, man. I'm not going to keep telling motherfuckers to like, subscribe, share, because I'm an organic motherfucker, you see. If motherfuckers like your content, they will like it. They will share it. They will talk about it. They will subscribe. They'll click the icon and shit like that because they want to know about it. They want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I get on YouTube all the time. I know motherfucker how to go search for somebody's videos if I really want to see them. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time it'll just pop up for me anyways. In the rare occasion that it don't, I'll go check and see some shit, see if they posted something. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm an organic motherfucker, man. I want motherfuckers to grow with me. If you like me, you'll stick around. If you don't, you'll leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of life. But I hope you have a dope day, dope afternoon, dope night, whichever point in time of the day you're watching this. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them, man. They gonna appreciate that shit. I appreciate you. Saint out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke.